going to increase your readership. So the way to increase your leadership is, one, pick up a topic that is burning, which is a more generic thing in nature. Don't give gyan. So LinkedIn Pulse is more about interaction and less about gyan. And what I mean by interaction is, like I talked about what was leading to food tech startups failing, right? And it in a day had close to about 20,000 people reaching, about 3,000 plus comments. And the reason is because that's a burning topic. Now, in yoga, you know that it's an $80 billion industry. You know what people are doing. You know the kind of influences. Pick up the stories of different Bollywood or Hollywood stars who have gone vegan, taken up yoga, which is going to entice a larger audience. See, you are talking about people who have interest in lifestyle, right? Who are ready to make lifestyle changes. So you have to pick up a topic which is less about how to do yoga, rather than you talk about that, ways it changes people's lives. Give examples. That's what I say, put the hashtags where people can go and see those examples and say, okay, fine, there's a backlink to your website. And definitely make a list of the groups, these corporate groups that you're looking at targeting, and publish it there so that it gets you the right kind of resonance. See, at the end of the day, every activity leads to another activity and a follow-up. Learning and then redoing that activity. So if you leave it at one, then you'll never get the advantage that you're looking at. So that's why whenever you're publishing on Pulse, also do a little bit of research as to what people typically write about this kind of subject. Before you decide the topic, you have to know what your peers are writing about. So you write a counter of that. And LinkedIn Pulse was amazing. It's a debate. So if you have an opinion about a particular subject that has been written, you can quote and debate about it on Pulse, and that gets a lot of people talking, right? It's like take a Twitter, like every tweet can lead to a trend. Similarly, every Pulse can actually cause an action for someone to kind of reach out to you, right? And then you can immediately track how many people have come to your profile, and if any one of them are a corporate, they may not have sent you a contact request, you should send them. The fact that they've seen your or come to your profile means that they read your article. They were interested, they wanted to know who you are. So you want to make most out of it, right? Does that help? Yeah? So in terms of, obviously we know the end results. We know that we are ultimately looking at a lot of people looking at it, but the goal is that you have to track it. So we're going to talk about how you go ahead and track it. In terms of the process, very, very important. Create an effective boilerplate for your company. So let's be clear, a pitch note and a boilerplate are two different things. A boilerplate is the 100-word description about your company that also sits on your website. Below, we are, about us. Not long about us, just 100 words concise about us that talks about what you basically do, how you're delivering to people, and how it's going to help. So you have to create that boilerplate, because people at the end of the press release, you always write that about us. That goes to your media friends first. So you ensure that that is perfect. In terms of the description of the product, if you are playing in the SaaS market, if you're playing in the app market, if you're an application, how are you going to differentiate? Let's say you're a Hanuman Chalisa application. Simple. There are like hundreds of such applications. What does your application do differently? So instead of saying I'm an app, you rather say that I'm a platform for those bhakts who now don't have the time to do a daily job, but can kind of come and listen to it even on their way. It also helps you count the number of times you've listened, so you know, or it gives you the reminders of the recommendation. So then the person is going to think, okay, there's something unique in the value proposition, so I'm going to write about it. In terms of the second steps, like the pitch note has to have the pain points, which I talked about, right? The use case, the problem that you're solving. It's very, very important to do that. Then divide your media list. Extremely important to not forget to do this. You have a different media for startup. Do not reach out to them unless and until you're really a startup or a complete new product that you're launching in the market. Then they will consider writing about you. But if you are a large organization which has been in the business and you're not doing any changes to your product line, they're not the right media. You also have to decide the trade. Trade works beautifully when it's VCs. So it's the trade media that you're going to target when you are trying to reach out to the VC community, to the funding community, to the partner community. These are highly read by them. So is the financial media. The mainline media is only for launches. be cognizant about the fact that mainline is for launches, it's for big news. After you've got the funding, then you do an announcement in mainline. That's their purpose. They reach out to masses. It's not targeted. So everybody gets to know. And out of that everybody, obviously some is going to be your customer and so on. Tech blogs and websites and news portals. So a Swarajya or a First Post or a VC Circle, these are all your story for the matter of fact. They're all under this particular bucket. Please understand. So when you say startup media, every newspaper has a segment that is dedicated to startups. So you can be a part of that. But when you're talking about tech blogs, website, news portals, they're specific to those genre only, and they only cater to the digital medium alone. So it's not anything other than that.
I just want to ask
sure.
whether we getting this presentation after this workshop.
Sure. Yeah. I'll share it with Kamal and then and Shoma and yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I will let them decide how they want to share it, but I'm going to share it with them.
Thank you so much.
I've already done it. I think it's sitting on Shoma's desktop, so she can decide. Very important. These are your media handles. This is exactly where all the journalists are when it comes to Facebook, right, or Twitter. So, the goal is that if you are looking to connect with people, these are the handles that you need to reach out to. So you have your www.facebook.com, #groups media list, media movements, group media.update. So they're all pretty much there, but when you are connecting with them, ensure that your pitch note is ready. Yeah, because you're writing, basically after you connect, when you are a part of these groups, you send them a message on the messenger, ensure that you have your pitch note ready. You send them, and by the way, when you're sending them a message on the messenger, ensure that you give a URL to the pitch note where they can go and download. So you know how many people actually went ahead and downloaded. You can't write a long message of 250 words with your pitch note. So just a brief, who you are, you're the founder, this is what your objective is. You want to connect with them with a tiny URL, basically where they can go ahead and download that particular pitch. Okay, that's also a great way of tracking. Any questions here, guys? So we will, if you guys are making notes, I'm just going to keep it open. So one of the things I want you guys to do.
Yeah, one question.
Yes, sir.
What we call the media list that you have,
Mm-hmm.
is any country specific or this is worldwide? The entire media is here.
No, the entire media is here. So most
Entire.
yeah, absolutely. So when you go there, you will get to know the locations.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a global list.
Global.
Because I wanted to ensure that, if you want India specific list, I'm gonna, you can write to me one-on-one and I can share that with you. But these are globals.
Global.
But you can go ahead and then subscribe to the subgroups. So that is available.